Why does it seem like doctors are just cartel members and of a religious cartel? Because of course religion is great and perfect, and it's not pedophiles, and it's not scumbags, and it's not used to conquer nations and kill everyone on the planet and have a master race you worship. Only how only one race is allowed to have religion at a time in this world. There was Rome, and whoever that was, we can only guess. Then after Rome, there was one race who conquered the rest of the world. And they conquered it to the point where you can't even mention these people. So we can't mention them, but let me tell you, you worship them because you love them on TV and everywhere else and everywhere. The government. I mean, you literally go to worship them on Sundays. You're like, oh yes, my chosies, they're so great. But anyways, so they have these places called hospitals. They put their little Christian gang sign on, and they also use the satanic gang sign as well at the hospitals. Only signifying what's easily discovered if you can research this stuff about who controls what. You only got to research like 8 to 12 people to figure out who controls the world. But it might be hard to find that word out to correctly say who they are. You say something stupid like Illuminati, Masons, and they get away free and clean. You say something like they look exactly like this Elon Musk person and Barack Obama's mom and Donald Trump's family and everyone else who owns the media and half the Hollywood stars and the other half the Hollywood stars, the people they're married to and stuff and had children with. You know, it'd be game over that fast. But so let's pick apart their system one at a time. We've been trying this for a long time. Like whatever it takes to bomb the roaches, we got to get rid of them permanently. I don't care. Like I mean, humans are just kowtowing to them. So the humans are their soldiers. So the humans have become the roaches and stuff and work for the roaches. And they're in just like Christians, they're in vehement denial that they work for the roaches. And pretty much everyone else, just like a doctor. Like a doctor's like, I got my mansion and my fancy cars. I need to sell you some drugs and stuff. Pretty much like in the mind of a rich person, a person obsessed with money and stuff like that. Like as you know, they spend like 30 years in school trying to get money. Like I'm gonna get this someday. You can just think there's got to be a drive there. They're not just like, oh, I need to breed more of me and stuff. Like that's rare. Okay, I think a lot of those people are like, you know, like junkies on the street, and they're like, I need to breed, man. I'm assuming like if that's your life goal, then wow, game over for Earth, which probably it is. But anyways, so you got these dope dealers at the hospital. They work with the government, which the hospitals are the Christian satanic hospitals, Christian satanic atheists. Let's not leave the scumbags, the new scumbags out. Um, and then the government is the Christian satanic atheist, and the media just happens to be the Christian satanic atheist. So it all like works together. The internet here, TikTok's boy Chew. His name is Chew. It rhymes with a special word there we can't say. He looks like Elon Musk, whose father is easily identifiable as one of them. And not only that, he went to Hebrew school. So, yes, it's very apparent. You know, it's all being ran by the Christian satanic atheist pagans. Like hell, when they cleanse the pagans, apparently they mix their religion together. That's why they gotta have the Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny stuff, because they cleanse those races and they replace them in the ones they kept alive as slaves. That's how this religion stuff works. So you have technically, I bet you the hospitals celebrate Santa Claus, flying reindeer, because they're so smart, they're so advanced, scientific. You know, they know what they're doing. They went to school and sat down and got their B's and C's and D's for 30 years. They know what they're doing in life, and now they got their Lexuses and their mansions. They're doing good. So you know they're doing good because they're rich, right? every rich person, obviously, is the best person on the planet because, well, I mean, them versus junkie. Who do you want in your neighborhood? You want the doctor driving the Lexus through your neighborhood. You don't want the junkie like coming up. Hey man, I need $1 for a bottle of water. Can I? I mean, oh, okay, $1, thanks. And I could really use $20 because there's a really good water out here that helps detoxify myself, man. I mean, like, which one do you want, right? The snobby rich person driving through. So like, you worship those people, right? But that's what's going on here. Is these people are just selling dope for the government. The government acts as a cartel. See, it's called government because it's the leading cartel. Okay, that's where most governments come from. Is the group who can kill the most people gets into position of power. And then so you have like some governments bombing the entire planet. Let's say this hasn't ever happened since Rome. So supposedly there's this place called Rome a long time ago, and they bombed they pillaged the entire planet and made it their like little thing. 75% of it. There's never been anyone else on 75% of the land. Nah, not at all. So the government works with them, outlaws drugs, and they cycle in new stuff. And they jack prices up. They keep the prices that way. That because when you come out the product, especially if it works, the product eventually doesn't make money. Other people can copy it like really well after like 10 years and make the proper thing. But you got to do something to increase your profit margins because you've got that mortgage to pay and you've got that car lease to pay and you've got 8 children who you're raising to do the same thing. You got to pay for them too. So they seem to be working hand in hand here selling drugs. And then what they do is they evilize a drug. They make a drug look evil after 10 years because it can become low cost, easy to obtain, and everyone understands it. And you don't have to get all confused. And then you can put people in prison for it too and make money off that. That's another way you make money is housing people and then taking money from the people. I mean, who cares? Does the doctor really care if the government takes $1,000 from him to house the people that he took drugs from, that he got addicted to drugs, and then said you can no longer have those drugs. Try this new stuff. I know it kills half the people on it, but try that instead. It's so good. Like, oh no. They also say stuff like I told a doctor recently, he gave me some stuff, and I took it, and like an hour later, like I started feeling super weird and stuff, and then my head felt like it was being crushed in a vice. And so I'm like, I'm not taking this stuff again. And then so I go to the, because I kind of assumed this is my first day taking this. I took this an hour ago, and now all of a sudden bad things are starting to happen. I eventually went to see him again, and he's like, are you sure it was that? Did you, what, you should have taken it again. And like, you should have called me. It's like, no, I don't want any more of your stuff. Like, you already refused the stuff you've given me hundreds of drugs in the past, and I know what works and what doesn't. And now you can't give that to me, which oddly, now there's generics of it, and it's real low cost, real popular, so they're mass producing it for cheap. And now you got something new and fancy to sell me, and this and that, and it's like, right, I told you the other stuff worked. I told you this stuff worked. And you ask why I didn't try it again. Okay, like, this is not the first time I dealt with this. I was like force injected at the end of 2019, and it made me twitch for like 3 months. And hell, we need to round those doctors up and put them in Guantanamo and question how the one can arrive to my place I work out and start telling me what I do behind closed doors, like ask for everyone to be force injected after it was him. He wanted me to be force injected and to share the love with the world is his claim. Educate the world. But I think they're just dope dealers. And they're also pedophiles. In USA, they mutilate the children and for their gang, for their atheist, satanic, Christian gang. That's a gang marking. Yeah, I would think we got a problem here.